Hello everyone, welcome to the videos which will take you through some useful information to help support your child as they run up to the summer exams. Working together to support them is going to be absolutely crucial to help them to be successful. The aim of these videos is to share with you the most effective learning strategies from education research. These will help students to maximise their learning by using the techniques outlined and techniques that have been proven to work. In the run up to the exams, we have a couple of key dates for your diary. Year 9, 10 and 11 students will complete mock exams in December and January. For years 9 and 10, this will be in optional subjects. Year 11, this will include their core subjects. Year 9 will have internal exams in their core subjects around Easter time, and Year 10 will follow a similar pattern with core subjects at Easter time. The GC exams will start in May, and we will provide nearer the time some specific timetables and more details on those exams as we approach that time period. In terms of the exams that we have, both the internal ones and the external ones, it's a really good opportunity to get yourself into a routine and to practice your approach to the exam to see what works best for you. Some basic equipment you will need to be successful are going to be some black pens. Have more than one just in case one runs out. A calculator that you're used to using so you're familiar with it. Any other specialised equipment, for example, protractor, or a compass in maths exams would be really useful. A pencil for some exams as well. Electronic devices, and this includes watches, both smartwatches and regular watches, are not permitted in the exam hall. So any mock exam we do, we run the same rule as we would in the summer, so you get used to behaving in a particular way with those devices. We always ask students to hand them in at the beginning. Alternatively, you can leave them in your locker. It's absolutely crucial we don't take those into the exam hall. In terms of start times, most exams in the morning will start at 9. Exams in the afternoon will start at 1:30. There are some exams that are a little bit longer and we need to start at 1 o'clock. We'll share those times with you when we get those details ready, and all notifications will be displayed outside the exams office so you can check timings and locations for each of your exams. The internal exams are really important for students. It is a really good chance to practice your preparation, do your revision as required, and then use the strategies to see how they work for you in that practice opportunity. So please, we always urge students, but please take those seriously and aim to use them in the best way possible. So core knowledge, teachers will be talking to students about the importance of core knowledge. Core knowledge is absolutely crucial. It underpins all learning and all performance in exams. Students should have been shared the core knowledge for each subject with them, and that's an opportunity to learn that knowledge, rehearse that knowledge, and the best way to that is repetition. Keep going over the knowledge and quizzing it yourself. Some departments have access to Quizlet accounts where you can quiz your core knowledge in there as well. We always advise as well that you can quiz core knowledge at home so they can share their core knowledge with their families, and very often the answers and questions are together so you can quiz them and see if they're getting it right. The image on the screen is a link to the core knowledge section on our website, and each subject, as you can see there, has its own section. So if you ever wanted to check and get the most up-to-date information, then you can look on there and access that information as required. Other sources of information to help students, many departments now have links to websites or links to videos that will explain certain parts of their learning to help students when they're working independently at home. I've taken two screenshots here. One is from science, and you can see in there you've got a chemistry Quizlet account, you've got a couple of YouTube channels, and then you've got the Elsham High website. And then in the maths one, I'm sure many of you will already be familiar with the A-Star Learning, which allows you to access support videos on every topic covered in maths and resources to practice the techniques that you need to learn as well. So please check the access you've got, which subjects are providing this kind of information, and make sure you make full use of it to benefit your learning. I think it's really important that as the exams start in May, it is important to look at the time that we have is plenty of time to make a difference, but there's not enough time to waste. So if you are wanting to improve your performance and you're aiming to achieve a particular grade, there's still time to do that. Talk to your teachers in the best way to approach it, and make sure you stick to a nice little schedule, a little routine in order to help you get to the grade you want to achieve. Details around each of the assessment periods that will take place will be showed you nearer the time. So you'll get a timetable, calendars, and key information around expectations and locations. So please just use the time wisely that you have and put the effort in, because I guarantee effort will lead to improved outcomes. Videos we have for you, including this section. This is obviously the introduction. We then have different videos that look at different parts of the exam preparation process. So exam technique and top tips is looking at how best to manage your time and your approach in exam. Managing exam period looks at ways to manage the tension people might feel, the time, and making sure we're looking after ourselves, as well as fitting in time to do the things we like to do, as well as putting time in to do the work that we need to do for the exams. Growth mindset is really powerful. It's thinking about how we prepare ourselves to do our best, and what our best would look like. And it's thinking about how the language we use around that is important. And then effective learning is looking at research-driven ways to make learning stick. So we're putting time into learning. How do we make that learning stick so that we retain the information required? Finally, I always like to include a quote from John Wooden, who was one of the most successful basketball coaches in America. He was also a teacher of English, and he framed success in the peace of mind, knowing that you did the best to become the best you're capable of being. I think that's a really powerful quote, and I think it's a quote that we can all achieve. We can all do our best to be the best we can. I think a key part of that for me is not focusing on the grade. So don't think I've got to achieve a certain grade. Let's focus on improving and how we get better. What changes do we need to make? Which areas of the curriculum, of the subject, do we need to improve on? And we know, as I said already, there is a direct link between how our students work and the success they experience in their exams. So please, 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 if you're wanting to do well in the summer, please get down to that hard work with your teachers, understand what you've got to do, and let's be successful together. Thank you very much for listening, and I really do hope you enjoy the other videos that we're sharing with you, and they support your child and yourself through the year ahead.